everyone, it's me! And we are back covering the Vic Mignogna case. It has been a while since I made a video about this case. I've been somewhat keeping up with it, Vic's deposition and all of that. I know that Ricada is doing a much better job actually showing and going through the video with everyone in his live streams. I've not really been watching those though, at least not all of them, because that's like 20 hours of footage. And someone who complains as much as I do definitely does not have that patience. A few things that I could probably mention about the trial that's been happening so far. One thing I can mention right off the bat is Vic talking about affairs. We already kind of knew about how he kissed one of the assistants or one of the employees working at Funimation while he was still engaged to his fiancée. Now that sounds bad. That's something very bad to admit when you have this type of case against you, because this case is riding off of the idea that you're this womanizer who doesn't take no for an answer. You go around bopping every girl you see, and that's kind of the idea of the hugs and the kisses at the convention, that you want to take advantage of the fact that you are these girls' role model and you want to get with them. So in the trial, he admitted to the kiss, and he said it was a mistake, which is the typical thing for a guy to say when he has an affair. But then he goes on to say he's made more mistakes, which kind of puts him in this bad light. Now, on one hand, at least he's being honest with it. It would be worse if he was dishonest and then got caught in a lie, especially when he's on trial, because then it would look like he was trying to hide something. He's trying to be honest with his mistakes and make sure people know, yes, I did this and that, but I didn't do the other thing. Then we get into something a little bit more important, which is Monica's statements. Her accusations against him, which are known for being the most prominent. Now, just to recap what Monica claimed, her story has remained consistent when she spoke on trial. Monica's story is basically that Vic invited her up to his hotel room, where he proceeded to kiss her sort of forcibly, and she was, shocked and very fearful that he might go further until Stan, I hope I'm saying this right, Dallin knocked on the door and opened it up and saw them two and saw how scared she was and asked her if she was okay. So to recap, they were alone in a room together. The only person who walked in on them alone in this room together while she was almost being raped is Mr. Stan Dallin. This is her only witness that this event could have happened. Now here's the big bombshell that came out recently. Stan Dallin denies it ever happened. Now you would think that if you list a specific witness to this event, that witness would be on board with this. He says no. So let's go over the official statement. He is the owner of Izumi-Con. Monica Rial and Vic Mignogna were both guests at that convention. I have no memory of the events described by Monica. If I had noticed Monica Rial being distressed leaving Vic Mignogna's room, I'm certain I would remember it. In subsequent years, I invited Monica Rial and Vic Mignogna back to my convention several times. I would never have done this if I had been informed of any problems between Monica and Vic Mignogna. This is pretty damning stuff for your own witness to go against your statements, to go against your accusation. It makes Monica look like a big fat liar. But here's the thing. He does not just say that he doesn't remember this and that it doesn't sound right. He goes a step further. He goes on to say that it sounds like Monica and the others on Kick Vic just don't like Vic. and they didn't like him before the case even started, supporting the idea that they have malice. And here's what he said. In Vic's deposition, I was surprised to hear Jay-Sean ask about one name other than mine, and whether he thought they were truthful. Nearly knocked me off my seat. What would this person have to offer to this case? What I do know about this person is that they do not like Vic even before the case. Why? God only knows. So this key witness actually ended up helping Vic's side of the case, when in theory, it should have helped Monica. Now, I don't know how they're going to deal with this. To be fair, he's saying that he has no memory of the events, but he also says he would have remembered that. So it sounds like he's saying it did not happen. And I guess the idea would be Monica has to either change her story and say, no, it wasn't him, it was somebody else, which would just look worse. Or they could try to prove that maybe Stan is lying himself. Maybe he does remember the event, but he's just covering for Vic because reason X. As of now, it doesn't really seem like Stan has any reason to be on Vic's side, so I'm not really quite sure how this is going to turn out in the end. She says right here, and then Stan came to the door, and when Stan came to the door, he jumped up and ran to the door, and I kinda covered my face because being pale, if anything is happening, you can see it all over my face. Stan came in, he asked me as we were leaving, you know, are you okay? I said, oh yeah, I'm fine. Just kind of kept covering my face. So if Stan is at the door and he sees Vic jumping up from the bed over to the door while Monica's still at the bed and she's like covering her face, that sounds like a very distinct memory. Because, you know, if I was walking in on two people at the bed, I would be thinking, oh, they're getting it on. And what's more, it seems like in her story, Stan kind of knows that something's off because he asks her, are you okay? So by Monica's statements, it would sound like Stan would be on her side, and it just didn't turn out that way when they got a statement from him. But anyway, those are a few major things that I've been taking from the Vic Mignogna case. There is a bunch of different things that's going on with the case, but this is the newest, most drama-filled thing to happen thus far, because it's just adding to the layers of, well, is Monica lying? And if Monica is lying, are the rest of these people lying? But also, one of the most frustrating things about this case is a lot of the women who have been making claims against Vic are remaining anonymous, so they can't really put forward any proof whatsoever. They're just hashtag kick Vic, he did this to me. And then to take it a step further, some of those women who were sharing those pictures and these stories, it turned out they were stealing other people's pictures and then just putting a story to it, which just makes all these anonymous people seem even more fake. What a drama-filled landmine that we have opened up here. But beside all of that, tell me what you think about how this trial is going down below in the comments. Who do you think is going to be the victor? And of course, leave a like on the video and subscribe if you're not already subscribed, because I make other videos. I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Program restart.